Hello, it's Fast Charlie. What I have today is an assortment of padlocks, and starting at the top, I have the Eagle Lock Company, Terryville, Connecticut, made in USA. It says USN on the other side, and I assume that that stands for U.S. Navy. Um, and this one, interestingly, has SYBUD kind of all over it. I don't know if that stands for someone's initials or if it's indicates some type of department or if maybe it's even someone's last name. Then I have Master Lock number 3, which most people are familiar with a longish shackle. And then I have Master Lock number 7, and this one has a 4-pin key and has the lion emblem key, and it does work very well. And I really like this particular lock for practice. Just every once in a while, just break it out. Not that I've been picking that long, but it's just something that is good to practice with. It gives you an opportunity to practice gives me an opportunity to practice a couple of things. One is a lot smaller keyway than what I'm used to with quick sets and schlegs and things of that sort. And also with the tensioning, you have to make sure that you don't get caught up in the rivet. So you have to kind of pay attention to it and work your way into the lock without getting too caught up in the smaller keyway. But let's go ahead and start. And I'm using a Peterson hook 1, and it's not that hard. It just gives an opportunity for a little bit different feel for me. So I think it's a good thing to practice with. And then we have the Master Lock number 3. I find that these are good to practice raking and different raking techniques. They are a little bit easy, but especially with a tool like the Sparrow's Bogota. And don't mind my hands. We got a Christmas tree today, and I got sapped. I wore gloves most of the time, but the one time I didn't wear gloves, lifting up the gate of the truck, getting it up in the truck, it sapped me. Little full, a lot of sap. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this Bogota type from Sparrows. It does need a little bit of touching up as far as the edges. It does get caught up sometimes, but that's not too much of a problem it doesn't cause a problem for this lock. It shouldn't. Oh, I did get a little caught up. And there it is. And lastly, the coolest lock of the bunch, in my opinion. Again, it does have that side bud all over it. And this is a 5-pin. I don't know if I said it before. The Master number 7, that's a 4-pin. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, this is a pretty cool lock. It opens up. There's no spring. There doesn't seem to be a spring anyway. But one of the cool things is it opens up like this. Pull it out, and you can pull the key out, put it back in, and you can also turn it the other way and open it. You can turn it counterclockwise and open it. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, it's a cool little lock. And it's locked up. This one, I'm going to try a little bit different method. This one, it has this huge keyway, especially at the bottom. So I'm going to use my biggest, widest tensioner, and just have to make sure that I get both the body on one side and then pushing on the body of the coil on this side, and don't get hung up down right down here. Don't get hung up there. And this I'm going to use a little bit different method. It's a city rake from Sparrows with some veneer adhered to it, wood veneer, just to make it a little more comfortable, because once in a while when I'm using this, it can get a little, I don't know, I can get a little wild with it, and I don't want to tear up my fingers. So anyway, I'll just try to slide my way to the back, and then I just kind of use a rocking motion more than anything. Rather than jamming it back and forth. And there we go. And that's it. So three cool little locks in their own special way, I think, and I think they're good for practicing. This one takes a little bit of gentleness, a little bit, and this does not. You can practice whatever you want with this. And this one, again, I think it's just a good one to practice a little bit different tensioning technique, and also picking in a little bit smaller keyway. And also, if you practice top of keyway with this, it's very good for keeping track of your tensioner, because it can very, very easily just pop out of there when you're picking. It can slide out of there pretty easily. So having some practice with that, it's good for that as well. So that is a few of the things that I do to practice. And thanks for watching. And just like always, if you see a lock and it's not yours and you don't have permission to be messing with it, just walk on by it and leave it alone and be good. My next video, I'm hoping to get into getting some American lock, like 1100 series, and I also have a 5560 that I'm hoping to get into and get them on video. So anyway, I'll see you around, and be good.